Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to House of Glam. I am your girl, Jamie Ziegler. Today, I want to chat about some equipment that you can use to get started, like a cheap starter kit. I know there's a lot of you out there that want to get started in this whole content creation thing, but some of you might be overthinking these things, just slow down. I got you. Because the simpler things are for you, the easier it will be for you to start. So let's just start with the fact that you do not have to have a camera, lights, and a microphone. First, you need to decide what type of content that you want to be filming and your target audience. Then you have to map out a schedule of filming that you can actually see yourself living up to. Boom, that's it. You're done. Just kidding. Next, you need to figure out what are you going to film with. No, this is not a video to chat about what cameras I use. That will be linked below. I have plenty of videos on that. And I also have suggested other people's videos that I think you will find interesting. So that way you can do your research on whatever camera it is that you would like to use. Whether you're vlogging, whether you're doing tutorials, whether you're doing little mini movies. There's so many videos out there on which camera would be the best fit for you. Well, really, which brand? A lot of people get into Nikons or Sony or Canon and they stick with that. Like, I love to stick with a good Canon. I use Sony's once in a while, but I love a good Canon. Then you got to decide when you're purchasing and if you're going to purchase a camera. Are you just filming? Do you also need to make this big purchase about filming and taking pictures? You got a lot to figure out when investing into a camera. But I suggest just do your research, or you can use your phone. With the phone, I think people that's all you need. I'm a firm believer, if you have a little extra pocket change, instead of getting a camera, just upgrade your phone, because everybody needs a phone. And at first, a phone was a luxury, but now it's like everybody has to have a phone. They don't even have house phones anymore. So if you are going to try to upgrade anything, I would suggest start with your phone first. You're never wasting money when it comes to something that we need pretty much every day. And you are going to treat that phone like it's your baby. You're not going to lose it, drop it, none of the above. You are going to hold on to it with your dear life. I hear so many people will have their cameras and leave them on the plane, leave them at the restaurant. We're not in Dubai where they're going to come and bring and knock on the door and give you your camera back. No. Over here in the States, they're going to take that camera and keep it moving. That's what they're going to do. So with your phone, you can always track that. Track your phone, lock your phone, and keep it next to you. And then some of you are paying for other phones that are in the house. So if you can't upgrade your phone yet, I still say hold off on the camera. If your kids are going to get an upgrade, let them upgrade. Use their phone. If your partner has a new phone, use their phone to film with. There's so many ways to not have to break the bank to just start. When it comes to filming, you will also need, after you figure out what equipment you're going to use to film with, whether it's a phone or if it's a camera, you will need to get some sort of tripod. You can get the floor length tripods. You can get a mini pod. I do like this one because you could set it on the counter. You can maneuver it different ways, hook it on top of things. So that way, if you don't have money for both, this one you can vlog in the streets with and vlog at home and do a sit down tutorial if you prop it up on something. Put your camera on here, flip it on up, and you can just start vlogging yourself. And this is a little camera you can use. Also, let me show you this camera here. You can prop it up on a table because it folds down so you can watch yourself, or the room of what you're filming. As I mentioned, you can vlog with your tripod with a camera, or you can do it with your phone. Put your phone on here and you are good to go. That's all you need to get started. Once you find a camera, you get a tripod, you can move around the city, move around the house, however you need to do it. Next is lighting. These days I've noticed on YouTube that a lot of people are just walking around the neighborhood filming, holding their microphone, telling you about their day, or even explaining what type of lights to use, what cameras to use, and possibly what microphones. People are walking around and doing it instead of sitting down in the house. They're getting outside, they're getting fresh air, they're moving around, they're holding the mic. I don't want to hold the mic. But yeah, people are doing it that way. People just want to be chill, get to know you or get to know whatever information you are about to give them without it just being overstimulating. But with lighting and you're outdoors, you don't have to worry about it unless it's like a cloudy day. Overcasts are even perfect because you don't have that sun beaming in your face. And I love that for them, the people outside walking and talking. Love it. It's new, simple, easy, less edits. And a lot of people are pushing out some amazing content. People are tired of the crazy edits, you know, they want to see real life. That's why a lot of these people, a lot of you are tired of these stale reality shows that the networks keep pushing out. You know, on YouTube, you're seeing real life. Yes, we have the right to take out what we want, but as you see, when things do go down, people break up or things happen within someone's household that happens to be a vlogger, okay, it's adding up. They were really giving us them, you know, like just depending on what channels you watch. I prefer to watch YouTube though. I prefer to see real people in real time of something they might have done that day or 2 days before, possibly even a month before. But at least you're not waiting 4 or 5 months to see a bunch of people just sit here and lie about their life and what they got going on. That's probably why you don't see a lot of them on YouTube, because if they can't figure out how to show you their life on national TV, what are they going to sit at home and do? Because if they could teach us something, they would have wrote a book or taught us something by now and showed it on the show. But they're not. So it's like, come to YouTube. Watch what people are really doing in real time, in real life. Fabulous and all. Anywho, tangent. With the natural lighting, you can save a lot. Let's just say that much. Especially when you are building your brand or your channel. Money isn't coming in yet, so you have to use what you got. You can even sit by a window. I'm not by a window right now. I have lights. Windows are behind me, but you could sit by a window. That is the best lighting, especially if you have like a sheer curtain in front of it, diffuse it out a little bit. But no, I think spending money to get started, oh, you don't have to do that anymore. Back in the day you did, but now it's like there's so many ways you can get away with it and still be able to push your brand, because when all these other things get in the way, you get overwhelmed, you just get distracted, you get down and out that, oh, I don't have what they have. And it's like, no, forget all that. Forget all of that. Just start. If you do happen to have some extra change in your piggy bank, I will list the lights that I use below, some affordable ones in the kits. But of course, once you click on there, if you want to upgrade to the ones that are a little more expensive, go right ahead. But I wouldn't suggest that. You know, it just really depends. If you do, instead of buying a camera, let me get some lights. I say go for it. You know, you can give and take out of these 3 things that I'm saying that you need between the lights, the camera, and the microphone. Oh, and tripod. Next is the microphone. You don't need one, but if you must, there are a lot of cheap clip-on ones out there. I see the girlies getting the ones from TikTok that are pink, white, and all of that. Amazon has so many. There are some that you could possibly get that might be 100 something that come with a set of 2, besides getting like the little $30 ones or the $20 ones. The difference being the feedback that you might get. You know, how close do you have to be to the camera from your phone? I don't even know how those work. I don't know if you connect them to a Bluetooth, connect them to the phone. Not quite sure, but I would try to keep the price range of a cheaper microphone from $80 and up. That's what I would do. You can use your phone, you can hit record, and some people used to use this as their mic. They would just sit like this and talk on their phone as their microphone while they're doing a video. Some people still do that. It's like a look, just like how some people like they want to hold the microphone now because it's the cute look. I remember I was with a client and I had her hold it and I had her clip it. And she's like, oh my God, that's ghetto. And I was like, okay. 6 months later, everybody's doing it. 2 years later, everybody's doing it. And now you're doing it. And I think, I don't know how holding the microphone was ghetto, but I was using it as more of a flex. You're showing off the mic you have, what type of mic you have. And back then, not everybody had this mic. I was doing it more for flexing, but she labeled it as ghetto. But now she holds her microphone and she does her videos and she clips them on here and over here and sorry if it's too loud. Anywho, you can also just use the sound that comes with the camera. Or if you're using your phone, the sound that's already built into your camera or your phone, just use that. Depending on how close you're filming, you don't even need either one. If you're doing like makeup tutorials or how-tos and you're like up close and personal, the mic is right there. If you are doing like room tours and you're way across the room, you can either go in and edit your sound, which is another step that's unnecessary, or use your phone to record your sound closer to you, or invest in some little mics. Microphones need to be the last thing you think about. Last thing. You just need to figure out how to have good quality sound. You do need good sound, but you need to figure out, do I need that right now, depending on what type of video that I'm filming, because there's so many other ways to enhance and fix the quality of your videos. Next, I'm going to throw in one more thing up in this video that has to deal with a cheap starter kit just to get going. So now that you've finished filming, it is now time to edit. The good thing is you have more than a few options these days to figure out how you want to execute this. If you have an iPhone or a Mac, you can use iMovie. When it comes to apps, you can also, I hear Riverside is good, especially if you're dealing with podcasts. Descript, a lot of people use Descript, and CapCut. I don't know if CapCut is really still working right now because TikTok is on the mend, but CapCut's another good one. And all those you can use on your computer or on your phone. And if you want to get a little more advanced, spend a little more money, you can do Adobe, I think DaVinci. I actually use Final Cut Pro. I went ahead long time ago and purchased Final Cut Pro because this is what I do. You know, I have clients, I edit, so I needed something dependable. Like I said, CapCut sometimes is on the mend. Some of these apps get all kind of funny acting. I need something. And back then there weren't these many apps. You just had iMovie, Adobe, and Final Cut. I just use Final Cut Pro. If you are used to the iMovie system, it's going to be so easy to transfer over to Final Cut Pro. It's like the big sister. I like to edit from my laptop. A lot of people edit from their phone. I think the only time I really have to edit from my phone is if something has to go up right then, and it's not going to have bells and whistles. I don't want to use somebody's template from an app. Now, I will do that if I just go out to eat with my friends, because it's just like, here you go, here's something quick. I'm not going to sit here and take each picture and waste my time making a whole little, this is where we went to eat for lunch today. Even then, I probably just post a picture. There's nothing wrong with people that use their phones, because like I said, if you've got to figure all these things out, it probably won't happen anytime soon for you. So use what you got and just start and just go. A lot of people, once they do really get into it though, they know how it works, they know how it's moving, and so it's like they're stuck on their phones. They're already stuck on there looking at other stuff they shouldn't be looking at. Now they're stuck on their editing. Carpal tunnel can happen, your eyesight gets all weird. You know, there's a lot that can happen. So if you are really going to get serious, and after you've weeded out, okay, I've learned a lot, let me put the phone down and go over to the laptop or the desktop, you will see how much easier, stress-free it is to actually work and edit from a comfortable location and just be moving through the edits real quick. Like once you get the hang of it, it's like blinking. With those other apps, you could look up and somebody next to you or down the street, they went to the same restaurant even, pick the same app you use, template you use, different music, and drop their footage in there. And then now, like, it's just like everybody's using the same template, same whatever. When you come to House of Glam, if you hire House of Glam, you are going to get a fresh, baked from scratch House of Glam edit. And that's the fun part of all of this is, you know, editing from scratch. It's exciting. It's fun. It's seeing how I can make this transition happen without buying a transition. Like there's so many fun things when you learn how to do this, to just bring your creativity out. But yes, in the beginning, if you need to use those templates and those apps, I say do it, because that's the only way you might need to just start, because this can be overwhelming. But once you really get into this, whip out that computer, it's going to be fun. It's really going to be fun. Probably if you're watching this video, you are about to start content and it's going to be so exciting for you. Like just absorb every moment that comes with it. Yes, it's going to be frustrating in the beginning, but just sit back, relax, and enjoy what comes with it, because you'll just realize, oh my God, I didn't know I had that in me. So if you're new to this, I just say start your edits where you know you will be able to stick with it and be consistent. And that really depends. Are you filming with your phone? Are you filming with your camera? Each of you will need to figure out your own workflow, because a comfortable workflow will help you be more consistent and confident in what you're doing. Now that you have your plan, your lights, your camera, your stand, and your setup, there's really only one thing left to do, and that is to start. Waiting is not going to make you more ready. Creating will. Everyone that you watch had to start at some point with bad lighting, horrible videos, and the jankiest sound. And they don't even go back and watch them anymore. Well, most people don't. Some people just delete them. Yeah, so like you have to start somewhere. And the good thing is you will get more and more comfortable over time because each video is part of your growth. So don't just wait till you think you're ready. You are. You are ready. You have planned it out. You have your equipment. Now it's time to just start. So after this video ends, press record, film that video that you've been holding on to, and post the content that you keep second guessing. So best wishes to you all. And until next time, bye.